In 1984, Jeep released a vehicle that would completely change the SUV world forever. This is the full story of the Jeep Cherokee XJ, the compact SUV that introduced unibody construction to the off-road world and became one of the most important and beloved vehicles in American automotive history. For millions of people, the XJ is not just a car, it is a legend that defined an entire era of Jeep. To understand how revolutionary the Cherokee XJ was, we need to look at the situation in the early 1980s. At that time, almost all SUVs and off-road vehicles were built on body-on-frame construction. Heavy, truck-based platforms like the Ford Bronco, Chevrolet Blazer, Toyota Land Cruiser and the previous Jeep Cherokee XJ. These vehicles were tough but also very heavy, thirsty, and not particularly comfortable for daily driving. Fuel prices were still a concern after the oil crises, and American buyers wanted something smaller, more efficient, and easier to live with every day. Jeep, which was then part of American Motors Corporation, AMC, decided to take a bold risk. Instead of making another traditional truck-based SUV, they created something completely new, a compact SUV with unibody construction. The project was internally called the XJ and development began in the late 1970s. The goal was to build a vehicle that combined serious off-road capability with car-like comfort, better fuel economy, and modern driving dynamics. When the Cherokee XJ was unveiled in 1983 for the 1984 model year, it shocked the industry. It looked modern and sleek compared to the boxy competitors. The design featured clean lines, a distinctive 7-slot grille that would become iconic, rectangular headlights, and a much lower and wider stance than traditional Jeeps. It was significantly lighter and more aerodynamic than anything else in its class. The most important innovation was the switch to unibody construction. This was almost unheard of in the SUV world at the time. By using a strong unibody structure instead of a separate frame, Jeep managed to reduce weight by hundreds of pounds while dramatically increasing structural rigidity. The XJ was available in 2-door and 4-door versions right from the start. It offered a choice of engines including the reliable 2.5-liter inline-4 and the powerful 4.0-liter inline-6 that would later become legendary. The interior was surprisingly modern and car-like for an off-road vehicle. It had comfortable seats, good visibility, and a much quieter cabin than its body-on-frame competitors. Right after launch, the Cherokee XJ started winning comparison tests against vehicles like the Ford Bronco 2, Chevrolet S10 Blazer, Toyota 4Runner, and even some imported SUVs. Reviewers praised its sharp handling, comfortable ride on pavement, and impressive off-road ability despite its car-like construction. Many called it the best of both worlds, a vehicle you could drive comfortably to work during the week and then take on serious trails on the weekend. The XJ quickly became a huge commercial success. It helped save Jeep as a brand during difficult financial times for AMC. Sales were strong from the very beginning and remained high for many years. The 4-door version especially appealed to families who wanted the utility of an SUV without the truck-like ride and fuel consumption. This revolutionary approach didn't go unnoticed by the competition. Within a few years, almost every manufacturer started developing their own unibody compact SUVs. The XJ basically created the modern crossover and compact SUV segment that dominates the market today. But at the time it was a very risky move. No one knew if buyers would accept an unibody Jeep. In the next part we will dive deeper into the technical details, the legendary 4.0-liter engine, the off-road capability that surprised everyone, and how the XJ evolved over its long 17-year production run. The real genius of the Jeep Cherokee XJ was in its engineering. While most competitors were still using heavy body-on-frame construction, Jeep took a huge risk by building the XJ as a unibody vehicle. This decision made the XJ much lighter, more fuel-efficient, and surprisingly capable both on and off the road. The heart of the XJ was its suspension. Up front it used a coil spring independent setup, while the rear had a solid axle with leaf springs in early models and later a more advanced setup. This combination gave the XJ excellent on-road manners while still allowing serious off-road performance. Compared to the truck-like ride of the Ford Bronco 2 or Chevy S10 Blazer, the XJ felt much more like a modern car. It handled better in corners, had less body roll, and was simply more comfortable for daily driving. The most legendary part of the XJ is the 4.0-liter inline-6 engine. Introduced in 1987, this engine became one of the most reliable and beloved powerplants in Jeep history. It produced strong torque from low RPM, was nearly indestructible when properly maintained, and could easily last well over 300,000 miles. Many XJ owners say the 4.0 is the main reason their vehicles are still on the road today. It was so good that Chrysler kept it in production for many years even after they bought Jeep. Off-road, the XJ was revolutionary. Thanks to its relatively light weight, good approach and departure angles, and available command-track or select-track four-wheel drive systems, it could go places that surprised even experienced off-roaders. The XJ became extremely popular in the growing off-road community and helped popularize the sport of jeeping. Many aftermarket companies started making lift kits, bumpers, and suspension parts specifically for the XJ, turning it into a highly modifiable platform. Inside the cabin, the XJ offered something competitors couldn't match at the time: car-like comfort combined with SUV utility. The four-door version was especially practical with good rear legroom and a usable cargo area. Compared to the cramped and rough-riding Bronco 2 or the truckish S10 Blazer, the XJ felt like a big step forward in everyday livability. Jeep continuously improved the XJ over its long 17-year production run. In 1987 they introduced the more luxurious limited trim and the powerful 4.0 engine. In 1991 there was a major refresh with new headlights, grille, and interior updates. In 1997 they introduced the sportier Cherokee Sport model. Even in its final years the XJ remained competitive thanks to constant small improvements. The XJ faced tough competition during its lifetime. The Ford Bronco 2 was more truck-like but had serious safety issues. The Chevy S10 Blazer was popular but felt crude compared to the XJ. Toyota 4Runner was extremely reliable but more expensive and less powerful on the street. The XJ managed to beat most of them by offering the best balance of on-road comfort, off-road ability, reliability, and value. By the time production ended in 2001 the Cherokee XJ had sold over 3 million units worldwide. It became one of the most successful Jeep models ever and helped establish Jeep as a serious player in the growing SUV market. Its influence is still felt today. Almost every modern crossover and compact SUV uses the unibody construction that the XJ helped popularize. When Jeep finally ended production of the Cherokee XJ in 2001 after 17 long years, its legacy was already enormous. The XJ didn't just replace the old SJ Cherokee, it created an entirely new category of vehicle and changed the SUV world forever. Today the Jeep Cherokee XJ is highly respected and loved by enthusiasts all over the world. It is considered one of the most important Jeeps ever built because it proved that a unibody SUV could be both comfortable on the street and extremely capable off-road. Many people call it the greatest Jeep of the modern era and the last real Cherokee before the brand became more luxury-oriented. On the current used market the XJ remains very popular. Clean, well-maintained examples with the legendary 4.0 engine still hold their value well, especially the limited, sport, and classic two-door models. Modified XJs with lifts, bigger tires, and armor are everywhere in the off-road community. Even high-mileage examples are desirable because the 4.0 engine and overall platform are known for incredible durability when properly cared for. What made the XJ truly revolutionary was its perfect balance. It was lighter and more efficient than traditional truck-based SUVs, yet tough enough to handle serious trails. It was comfortable enough for daily commuting and grocery runs, yet capable enough to be taken deep into the wilderness on weekends. This balance is exactly why the modern crossover and compact SUV market exploded after the XJ showed it was possible. The XJ influenced almost every manufacturer. After seeing its success, companies like Toyota, Ford, and General Motors started developing their own unibody compact SUVs. The XJ basically laid the foundation for the entire segment that now dominates new car sales worldwide. For current and future owners the XJ offers something special in today's world of complicated electronics and disposable vehicles. It is mechanical enough that you can still work on it yourself. Parts are still cheap and widely available. The 4.0 engine is legendary for its reliability. And the community around the XJ is one of the strongest in the automotive world. Whether you prefer a bone-stock daily driver, a lifted trail rig, or a restored classic, there is an XJ for almost every taste and budget. The Jeep Cherokee XJ didn't try to be the biggest, the most luxurious, or the most powerful. It simply tried to be the best all-around compact SUV possible, and in doing so it became a true legend. The Cherokee XJ proved that sometimes the most revolutionary idea is not making something completely new, but making something better by combining the best qualities in a smarter way. It remains one of the most important and beloved American vehicles of the late 20th century. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the history of the Jeep Cherokee XJ. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more stories about iconic American vehicles. In the comments tell us, what is your favorite year or trim of the Cherokee XJ and why? Are you team 2-door or 4-door? See you in the next video.